All right, guys, this is an episode I've been trying to do with Val for a very long time, but because Val is usually a soft little bitch about drinking, and I had to create enough FOMO by moving to New York and him being like, oh my God, like, I gotta go out and hit these events with Kirill, this is the episode. This is the hangover episode. And also, can I just, if you're watching this, and I know none of you are, but if you are, Val has a Doberman,
That I'm
right? It's a
watching.
Doberman.
Yeah,
He's
it's a
got a
Doberman.
he's got a Doberman, and I'm gonna tell you something. I've never had this feeling before, but I don't want you touching Georgie.
Why?
You're such a cheater. Like I never really thought about you having other dogs in your life except George. I never think
Yeah,
about
but
that. No one thinks about that. Seeing you be cute with someone else's dog is disgusting. Don't ever touch my dog.
I
Again,
watched.
the same
I've
way you touch that, that's so crazy. I've never had that feeling, and I
I've
just
been
watched you be affectionate and use the same cute little. I'm like, you can play
because
that game with your other dogs.
because I've watched Georgie and this guy like pretty much since they're babies. So like you know what I mean. But it's just like I'm in your life, I'm in Stan's life, and I watch his dog grow. So you develop that.
Yeah, I just don't think about you having other
I
dogs. It's just
know.
something I didn't even want to know. Like when I'd come over to your guys' house in LA and your guys are dog sitting some other dog that nobody really wanted. They're all the dogs you guys babysit, honestly, are
Are
fucking.
literally idiots.
You guys are. I don't know. I come over the two best looking people in Los Angeles babysit quite possibly the. Do you got do you have a photo? Put it up to the camera. This dog. It looks like the
I
dog
love
that,
them.
that looks like the dog from Deadpool. The dogs you babysit are so sad. They're
I
not
love
not
them.
only, and then you look at it, and once again we go back to the point that ugly things suffer, right? Because this dog no one wanted, and you guys gotta babysit it once in a while for the shelter.
Look at this thing. He's the best.
That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
It looks like you actually.
Yeah, it really does. I honestly, if I was a dog,
Look, you guys have the same gray spots on your face.
it's honestly, I was just, but that doesn't bother me because those dogs are, you guys are doing something nice and a good deed. But to know that you're just like out there freelancing with other people's
I
dogs.
know it's kind of you get
And
jealous,
honestly,
right?
I didn't even want to start the episode off of that, but I
You should
saw,
see what I do with him off camera.
yeah, you suck them off like you do Georgie. You
I
do the peanut butter
blow,
trick.
I blow him off camera, but he doesn't
That-
come.
so let me ask you this question real quick. Why is it illegal to blow your dog?
It's a good
Or
question.
is it illegal? Because let me just ask you these two before you answer. Who's the victim?
I guess the dog is. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell, right? Because they're saying that the dog is not. It's not the dog's choice to get blown by you.
Dude,
Basically,
it's never my
that's
choice to get a blowjob either. Any blowjob I've gotten was strictly the girl's choice. So this is the same. Plus, Georgie loves me. Georgie probably would love a blowjob, so why not? I'm not saying I would do it. I don't think it's right. I don't. But honestly, where's the crime? Like, where's the crime? What's the difference between loving your dog, like these crazy dog people are,
You
and just
think it's
loving them?
weird if Estee was letting Georgie eat her out?
If I walked in on Estee getting eaten out by Georgie or getting piped by Georgie, I would honestly, that is the best cheating scenario to walk into because you're at least like, all right, this bitch is disgusting and I got to get out of this. But it's not like this crazy. Plus, you know that the best part about you being cheated on by your dog is that you know that the dog's gonna die way sooner than any other guy.
Than any other guy, unless, yeah, I mean, listen, damn, I mean, in that case, yeah, but I think that it wouldn't turn you on for a second.
Turn me on?
Yeah, like you would come in and then let's say Este's going crazy and you're like, yo, you don't make noises like that with me. What the hell?
Yeah, yeah. You know what would bother me is that anytime Estee has said anything no to me sexually, I'd be like, bitch, you're having sex with a dog. Can we rewind on everything else you said no to? You didn't want to do a threesome. You just went straight to dogs. At least try it.
Yo,
Maybe another penis will help.
that's insane. Imagine that would be nuts, bro.
But people
I,
are
I
doing
remember
that.
back in the day when I had LimeWire and I used to like download porn because I was mad young. I downloaded porn.
Watch your words here. Watch your words about.
I'm serious. I downloaded some like random porn and a horse was piping out a girl, bro. And I
Oh,
couldn't believe I saw that.
yeah. Girls and horses are another. I mean, it's just a very sexual thing. But that stays into horses too. So
So soon Georgie might actually get up in that.
yeah, maybe I'll let him hit it before he dies.
Yeah, who's the victim is a crazy question. I
Yeah,
don't
who's
even
the
know,
victim?
honestly.
That's the thing. That's why they don't really look at like men who get sexually assaulted by women as like a crime in the public opinion that much because you're like, who's the victim, right? Oh, boo hoo, you got a blowjob, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird th situation, honestly. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't think I'm smart enough to dissect these kind of situations. I think I'm more of like an animal.
We're not even discussing what happened last night, but my sister and I had a very weird conversation, and I want to know what your opinion on this is. So, do you know that every generation, your parents are kind of shocked by the new generation's way of life?
Right.
Maybe 40 years ago, it was like bad if you brought home a black boyfriend. My sister's generation, she got shit for bringing home a girl, right? Being gay. And my sister and I, she was like, what do you think is going to be harder for you to accept as a parent? Because we like to think we're going to be pretty open minded, right? And she's like, if your child came home and said, hey, these are my two wives, or these are my two boyfriends, or this is my AI girlfriend. And both, I don't think I'd be able to handle.
I would take the boyfriend and the two boyfriends and the two girlfriends over the AI.
Yeah, you know what the crazy part is? AI ain't nobody fucking my little girl. When my
Yeah.
girl comes home with a boyfriend, you're like, okay, they're in love. It's sweet. They take long walks on the beach. I don't think about sex all the time. My daughter comes home with two guys on either side of her. I'm like, they are just having sex. There is no, what are
They're
they
just
doing? Yeah, they can't do anything together. They can't sit in a car and hold hands. One guy's in the back. They can't do anything normal. So all they're going to be doing is all her holes are
yeah,
being plugged. That's all I'm
yeah,
thinking about.
yeah, but you see, my theory on that is like, okay, let her get rocked out as hard as she can for a while, and then she's gonna get tired of entertaining two dudes, and she's gonna
No,
scale down.
but you're just saying the same argument that parents said about, all right, let her be gay. It's a phase, but it's not, right? Oh, I like black guys. It's a phase. No, it's not. Oh, I like two cocks at once. It's not a phase. That's just something they need, right? Like girls that are being banged by horses, like Chappelle says, don't go back to like, you can't have monkey pussy one day and then go back to regular pussy the next day,
You're
right?
right, though. Yeah, yeah,
So
you're
once
right
you
about
cross
that.
that threshold where you're like, I need two guys in my life, I would have a hard. Plus, I don't have to feed two extra dudes. AI, I'm like, yeah, go plug your phone in. I'll pay the electric bill
Yeah,
for your boyfriend.
but
Imagine paying
I,
your
I
your daughter's electric bill for her boyfriend.
I guess you're right. I guess it comes down to that. I get, but my thing is, my issue is like, yo, what's gonna happen with this AI boyfriend? She's gonna have kids. What the fuck is she doing?
No, 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 no. Because I think most people just need companionship, right? Like the sex part, I know is important, but by then you could either probably have a bot already, fleshlights, but you could just text with someone, right? It's a constant communication. You can FaceTime with them. It'll show up on screen. You know how good AI already is. And then by then, it'll be like there's gonna be guys that are gonna be paying $9.99 a month to unlock nudes of their girlfriend. Like this is gonna be like, oh, do you want her to be extra slutty to you this month? It's an extra $2 boost.
But I want her to have a fulfilled sex life, so I think I'll give her two boyfriends. Let her have two boyfriends. let her,
You're disgusting. You're
let her
disgusting.
get rocked
I
out. Let
would
her get rocked
never.
out.
All right, what if one of the both guys are black?
I'm fired. As long as they're respectful black dudes.
Nah, you'd love this because you'd finally be able to say you were in a black family.
I'd be like, yo, what up?
I could say the N word right. You guys can get up in my daughter's pussy. I think if you have a daughter that has sex with a black guy, the black guy should be like, you get the N pass. I know what I'm doing here. I know I'm breaking your heart right now. You can say the N word 6 times a year.
I just don't think we're ever going to get to a point where we can use the end pass. I think that's a long. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think like black people will ever allow the end pass to just be like a bro.
Do you think that online gambling has increased the use of the N word because now everyone's just yelling at basketball players that are like
Damn.
losing their mortgages on that?
No, but I do think that after they don't win, like the nasty white dudes will watch the you fucking
That's
and
what
then
I'm
just fucking
saying.
and then it's
That's
just you know
probably
what,
online gambling is probably hurting the black community more because like no one's betting on Asians, right? No one's like this goddamn fucking
bro. I
slanty
don't know
eye,
if you
you know
saw the
what?
game yesterday, the Pacers versus the Knicks. What the fuck was that, bro? They were up 12 points or some stupid shit like that.
16.
Right at the end, they had like fucking 40 seconds left,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm such a piece of shit. I always root for those moments because once I see like the Pacers catching up, I was like, oh, like now I want to see this beautiful upset. And
That
that
shit was
basket,
crazy.
that toe on the line, I don't know anything about sports, but I was like, damn, like he could have. That was a great shot, no matter what. But the
That
fact that
was a lucky shot.
I was off by one 3-pointer on my parlay to win 7 grand.
Oh, you fucking around parlays recently.
Well, I have. I don't care about sports,
You're a
but
dirty dog.
when it comes
Yeah.
down to like important games, not important games, but games where the entire city is discussing, I don't want to be an idiot, right? So I'll watch whatever. It's fun. I'll root for New York. I hit my friends up. They send me their parlays. I put a little $20 here, $20 there. Almost had a $7,000 bet come through. One
On a,
3-pointer away.
on $20.
$100.
Damn. Yo, you get
So
lucky with
fuck
some
the
of those
Knicks.
sometimes. You get lucky with those sometimes, though. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie to you.
yeah,
What
yeah.
was your biggest parlay you hit?
I think the biggest parlay I've ever hit is probably like 4 grand, 5 grand.
Didn't you win like 13,000 one time?
No, 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 absolutely not. There's no way in hell. I don't know what I'm doing. So, anyways,
Crazy.
so you would rather have a daughter bring home 2 guys than a daughter come home with just like my boyfriend's on this phone and I just talk to him and he doesn't exist.
I would probably, damn, the way you eloquently explained everything, I think probably to be like really real, I probably have to let her do the AI boyfriend because yeah, I definitely don't want my poor baby girl getting railed out by like two big dudes, consist on a consistent basis, just aggressively sweating on her.
I think because at the end of the day, society shames sluttiness no matter what. And there's nothing slutty about being with a black guy. There's nothing slutty about being with a gay person, right? So over time, that becomes acceptable, and those old generational like bigotry slowly goes away. But having 2 guys or 2 girls is a public display of sluttiness. I think a lot of people would rather be like, hey, my son is dating an online girlfriend. And if enough people are already doing it, people will be like, oh, yeah, no, it's okay. So is my grandson. But if you're like, hey, my little baby girl's right here getting piped out by these 2 guys, everyone's still going to be like, yo, your girl's a slut. Right?
Well, yeah. But listen, I think in society we do need that though. We
What?
do need a little bit of
Eh,
a little shaming of some sort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
There needs to be something going on to make people feel bad. But I don't know. I don't know. But the AI thing is so cringe too, though.
I'm going to fall victim to it, dude. I have 40 years left on this earth. I've only lived half my life. Think about how much my technology has changed, right? So in by the time I'm dying, who knows what I'm going to be sucked into? I'm going to be prone to scams. I'm going to be like everyone likes to think they're smart until they just age out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you don't click on any links, answer any text messages, pick up any random calls, I think you're going to be all right.
No, I
You
don't
know?
do that anyways. Yep. Speaking of aging out, can we discuss our
Yes.
night
Can we
out?
discuss our night out, please? You
Okay.
present the setup, please.
Okay, so here's the thing. You know how I say all the time that Val is probably black? The night started off with Val's public display of blackness by leaving me outside the venue for 15 minutes by myself. Val and I were supposed to meet. So here's the thing. It's hard to get Val to come out and party with me unless I really present the night on a silver platter. Because, again, from Brooklyn, he's tired, he's got to see his mom, whatever, you know. So I presented a beautiful night out. I was like, hey, we're going to go to the G-Eazy name drop from 10 years ago, G-Eazy album release party at this lounge called Silver Lining. And then afterwards, we're going to go to this venue called Edge. Now, Edge is the new. It's not. It's been around for a while. It's in Hudson Yards, New York. It's this giant triangle. It's a tourist trap. You're supposed to go there. It's like a glass bottom. You look down. You look over. It's phenomenal. They, I guess, weren't doing so hot, and they asked Tao Group, who runs Tao, Marquee, Lava, all these places that everyone loves and we all go to help out with running the venue. So Marquee in New York City is this great nightclub. It's under construction for the summer. They're renovating it. So they're like, hey, why don't we just move our programming from Marquee to Edge? Now, Edge exists as a tourist trap on the 101st floor of a skyscraper building. Has no business having a nightclub. Anyways, they're like, we're gonna do Chainsmokers same night as G-Eazy's album release party at Edge. 1,000 bodies up there at midnight. Val took the bait.
I couldn't pass up on it.
Yeah, Val couldn't pass up on it. So our plan was let's meet up at Silver Lining Lounge. That's where G-Eazy's album release party is going to be. Let's go there. I'm going to take photos. I miss taking photos. It'll be fun to run around. We'll get some giggles. We know we're going to see a lot of people. We know it's just going to be a good night out. I get there. Usually at Silver Lining, There's no line, there's no door guy. There's just a guy that checks IDs because it's a lounge. You're supposed to go listen to jazz, live music. Estate's band performs there once a month. Tonight, it's full nightclub mode. They got guys at the door working I've never seen before. Secure. I've been out of town for 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't know anyone at this lounge anymore. I do know one person, this girl Katie. She's the GM, but she's inside. I don't like texting people on the inside about problems on the outside usually because I know they don't want to step outside because
of course.
situations are created like what happened. So
Right.
I'm texting my girl Katie. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Don't worry about it. Just waiting on my homie. She goes, no, no, I'm going to come out and grab you. She comes out. I'm like, hey, my friend Val is coming. Meanwhile, Val is 15 minutes late. He's like, oh, I'm on the bridge. I'm around the corner. I'm like, Katie, I can't leave Val alone outside because he's not going to get in, and I'm just going to have to come out and get him in, and we're going to have to do this process twice. So I'd rather annoy you only once about getting me and Val in. So she goes, oh, I'm going back inside. I'm not hanging out here. So she points to the security guard and she goes, Kirill and his friend are good. I'm going back in. The minute she threw that fucking hot potato at that guy and then
Game
landed
over.
back on me, game over. So I'm like, oh my God. So I go to the sidewalk more on the street. I'm going to smoke my joint. I get swarmed literally like a pigeon lady covered in seeds. Everyone is like, oh, how you getting in? How do you know her? How are we getting in? I have people pitching me, like name dropping things that aren't even name drops. People that like knew a rapper from the '90s that are trying to get in, like, yo, I'm like, I used to work. I'm an associate of like Funkmaster Flex's. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
People really like 50-year-old dudes will like lower their integrity, their entire like manhood just to fucking get into a nightclub in New York City, bro. That's how
It
crazy it is.
it is very simple bitch behavior. I know we have the best military in the world, but other countries should just come and videotape the doors at nightclubs and mic up all these dudes and then play that footage and be like, look how soft this country really is. These people aren't fighting for their freedom. There's a grown men that are like dropping names like my dad owns a bagel shop in Long Island, like I'll hook you up. And you're like, dude, these are the same people that built this country. Same species.
The best thing you could do as a man in a nightclub is learn how to grease the door and figure out a way to become best friends with the door within 20 seconds. If you can figure out a way to get guys at the front door of a nightclub to trust you and like you and take a little bit of a bribe from you to get you in without dropping any names, that's what makes you the man.
Right.
Uh,
Or just find a purpose. I did. I held a camera. I was like, I'm tired of fucking standing outside.
You gotta find hacks. If you're gonna start going out in nightlife, you gotta find very creative hacks.
I'll
Like
tell you what though.
the way I used to do it with Was wouldn't remember me because of you guys. So I would be like, I would come to the door and he would look at me like, what the fuck is this? And I'd be like, yo, it was sick. We had that fun time with your band. And then he would look at me. He'd be like, oh shit, this guy knows about my band. Huh. He's like, what night did we spend together that he's been around me for this band? And all of a sudden now he's like, he's warmed up to me. He's like, okay, you know what? Let me fucking see if I can. And then he comes over, he talks to me. I'm like, you remember like me? Oh, you were Kurt? Oh, okay, yeah. Boom. And I'm in. Because Was is one of the hardest people to get through in the city.
Oh, dude, he got Was is. We've been trying to get Was on this, and I really need to get him on here. But Was had to be sent home from L.A. They moved. Was Stevens is an actor. You've seen him in like the Verizon commercials, a couple other things. But he's
John
also,
Wick. He was in John Wick
yeah.
also.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's also the toughest door guy in New York City, and they moved him to L.A. to run the door in L.A. And he lasted a year out there because he's like, these people are too soft. Like people are complaining about how I'm running my door.
Yeah, he's abusive. He's
Yeah, well, it helps
he
you're good
he.
looking though.
Well, sort of, yeah. But
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't
was
know. Like
taller,
if you were to ask me some tips on how to get into a nightclub as a guy, you just gotta lie, man. That's really the only. There's no other way unless you have money. You have to lie because they don't want to talk to you, dude. You think some
right?
guy, some door guy, he's not excited to converse with random strangers, right? His entire job is to be like, how much money can I milk from these morons on the other side of this line? And whether I milk it by letting in girls, so all the guys are standing around being like, well, look at all this pussy going in. Let's fuck it. Everyone throwing $1,000. We're getting a table, right? So you're not walking in unless you're friends with him in the industry. You have to lie. I don't know what the lie you could be to tell to catch his attention to make it worthwhile. Um, honestly, the easiest way you could do it, you see Was, he's got a motorcycle. I'd roll up with a fake business card that says like, "Yo, I'm like a high up Harley Davidson rep." Right? At least appeal to someone's hobbies. And then they'll be like, well, you know what? Maybe I should get this guy in because he's a motorcycle guy and he could hook me up, right? You got to appeal to their human side, not their, yo, come on, I'm cool. They don't care. They don't care about cool. They
They don't
literally
care.
care about making money. So the only way you can get into a nightclub is appeal to the human side of a door guy, is find out what they're into, what they like, and then just lie about working for that company.
No, you're right. It's literally what you're supposed to do. Or you do your research and figure out like be creative. Like if you have a night out and you're a young kid, you're like, yo, how am I gonna even get what's my value? How are they gonna let me in? Like I said, figure out his personal life. He's in a band. You see this. You got to connect the dots. It has to be emotional. It
Yeah,
has to be.
yeah, and everyone's on social media now. So like if you're like I can't get into Marquee. I can't get into any of these venues. Dude, Wasp posts his flyer that he's performing in his rock band. Who do you think's showing up to that? I don't know. Probably not a lot of people, right? Besides friends and family. So if you as a stranger show up off the street and go, "Yo, I love your stuff, blah blah blah," guess what? You might be able to form a relationship with the one guy who holds the key to many doors, right?
Yep.
And it's so much easier now, and people are just lazy. And also, the first impression is great, but also the second, the leaving impression, right? You always say goodbye. I'm the king of Irish goodbyes. I will dip on everybody in the nightclub, but I
Yeah,
will always say,
you taught me
I
that.
would
You
say
taught me
goodbye.
that.
I say goodbye to the door guys. I say goodbye to
It's
the
very,
security
very,
guys.
very important to remember the security guys' names, by the way. If you want to get into a nightclub and you get in there one night and you leave, you better know every single body's name. The bartenders, the security guard. You got to make sure, because when you come back to the door and you go, "Hey, Will," and then they go, "What the fuck is this?" And be like, "You just randomly come up to me and you like, you know my name?" I'm like, "Oh, you remember I stopped by here?" Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Now they have to pretend they remember you because they don't know if you gave them money back then. They don't know how they met you. So now they're in their head like, okay, maybe I should help this guy out. This guy knows my name on first name basis. And if you say it with confidence, you're like, "Hey, well, listen, can I talk to you real quick?" You just have to know how to. Everything is sales. It's true.
That's it, right? And that's why at the end of the day, we're the last of the Mohicans that knew how to communicate. And these guys with AI girlfriends are never going to be able to get into any nightclubs. Not that they're going to need to, because they're just going to do it in like an online portal. These people are going to be buying bottle service in like Grand Theft Auto.
Yo, are you gonna play Grand Theft Auto 6?
Of course, I play Grand Theft Auto still.
Yo, I can't wait for this to come out. Can we create our own server and
Did
just
you hear that that
and
guy?
pipe each other? Can me and you pipe each other in the server or no?
Yeah, I'll have sex with you in the Grand Theft Auto.
You would? You think it would be weird if Estee and Natalie found out me and you are piping each other in the Grand Theft Auto server, but like we're kind of just like, "Yo, what up? Everything good?" But we're like literally having like sex in there.
Are we moaning on our headsets to each other? Like, oh yeah.
No, no, I don't know if we're moaning, but we're definitely like we're there, like, "Yo, let's meet up in the server and just rock it out."
How long before you think like liberals start arresting people for crimes inside of video games?
Oh my God, that's a good question. But I don't think liberals are gonna be playing Grand Theft Auto.
No,
They're
it doesn't
too.
matter. They don't need to. Dude, most people who freak out about things they see aren't even part of the culture, right? They're just outsiders looking in, and they're being like, well, now I got to save this group, right? It's never because most people who are in the culture understand the culture, right? It's like,
Now I gotta save this group is a crazy thing that they do.
yeah,
It's
that's what they do.
crazy.
I got to save these people from themselves. Like, could you be a more bigger dildo God complex? So they're going to be like, oh my God, look at this guy. He raped a woman in Grand Theft Auto. And you're like, yeah, that's gross. But also, like, video games let you live out intrusive thoughts. Not that I'm saying rape's an intrusive thought. I just mean the same reason we always discuss why you mow down people, you kill them. You know what's crazy though? This is the fucked up part about all of this. Is once again, it always goes down to this. I guarantee you that more people will be upset if you can people in Grand Theft Auto than that you can kill them, right? Because you've always been able to kill innocent people, but like is worse than murder. Is that crazy?
Yeah, because I guess you get to live and remember it.
Right, right, right. So it's crazy that a person who hurts you but not enough to kill you damages you more than someone is more of a criminal than someone that actually commits the murder.
So sick. I mean, honestly,
Because you
I
would see
think
the outrage if you're like, yo, I went to Grand Theft Auto and a stripper. people would be like, oh my, there'd be articles all day. It'd be on the news. But if
Would
you're
you
like in Grand Theft
would you
Auto,
rather get or murdered?
I don't want to die. I don't understand the logic.
Some people would argue saying that they can't live their life now because they got.
Cool, then murder, then kill yourself, and now you're murder. Like that, I don't. That's the one illogical thing about what is technically like. Would I rather lose an arm or be dead? I'd rather lose an arm. Living without an arm is greatly going to affect my life. I'm not saying it's the same as being, but also I don't know. Ask a guy without an arm. Maybe it's just as bad.
Damn. Honestly, you're right. I guess I should. You gotta shit, and I gotta still stay here because pain is beautiful. Bel dolore.
Pain is. Yeah, right. All right, so let's just continue with this night. So I got
All right.
people fucking harassing me on the street while Val's like, I'm on the bridge. I'm on the bridge. I'm like, what is the longest bridge on the planet? Are you walking with those little
New York
legs?
City traffic.
All right, so Val rolls up. We go inside. We're hanging. It's nice. It's a nice vibe. I'm not going to talk shit. I do. Here's my one problem. I wake up a lot of days after drinking, and I go, wow, I talked a lot of shit that night. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm killing it. I'm funny, but I don't really say a lot of nice things. I
I
do
mean,
like
yeah.
to people. I love you. Oh my God, so good to see you. I'm a big lover. But situationally and for comedic purposes, I do enjoy shitting on things.
Well, because there's fun. It's funny to be me.
It is funny. It's funny because it's such a dangerous thing to be funny in public because it's a crazy way to test out if the people around you are okay with you.
Yeah.
Right? And I kind of go for the jugular sometimes.
Do you get scared sometimes? Do you wake up in the morning and go, "Yo, you think this person's gonna be still friends with me after I said that?"
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you ever test that? Do you ever like send a text message or a little call or something?
Dude,
Or do you just go, "Oh, whatever happens, happens"?
oh, whatever happens, happens. You know my biggest thing in the world, and this is probably what you feel like when you want to say the N word, because I know how badly you want to be black, is my greatest. I could go home for the night without my dick getting sucked by Estee, without having any pleasure. It could be the worst night ever. But if I run into a gay guy, I'm boiling inside trying to figure out how to get the okay to say in front of him. Like, that's all I crave. And guess what? Like, 9 times out of 10, I thread that needle.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you like it too. My whole thing is I just know that the N word for me might be acceptable for the night with the person that I'm with, that I can possibly game him to do, but I know publicly it's never going to be okay. So for me,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I already got to get this I got to get this fantasy out of my head. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? It's like I don't like to.
I guess my N word, like me wanting to use the N word, is almost like people that want to pipe kids. You know?
Yeah, it's like yeah, you'll grow out of it, like you said. Just wait a minute. Okay, so we're at the bar, we're hanging, we're drinking some drinks, we're having some fun, we're mingling, we're talking to my friend Katie. The party's filling up, right? We don't expect it to start early. It is, an urban event. I have two things that happen in the night where I probably should have kept my mouth shut. The first being is this chick walks in, she's like friends with everyone, hugging all our friends, and then we get introduced to her. I'm holding a camera, I'm about to take some photos, and I'm like, ooh, this girl has got a little black dot on her nose. I guess she came from a little party. Maybe she was a kitty cat. Were you
Oh
thinking the same
yeah.
thing?
No, I was thinking to myself, maybe she came from like a kid's party with her family or something, or she dressed up like a cat or some shit. I'm like, it's not Halloween, baby girl. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
But a part of me was like, all right, if a girl's showing up with makeup on her nose and she came from like a cat costume, I'm like, oh, she's probably a fun girl, right? She walked into this venue in somewhat of a costume, right? So you're like, this is clearly better than just some girl who's like, I'm going to be hot for no reason, right? So I lean into our friend and I'm like, hey,
Or she's psychotic.
I'm already a little tipsy. And I know I probably shouldn't be asking these questions, but I'm like, hey, your friend's got a little something on her nose. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's just her birthmark. And I'm like, oh, God, that's so embarrassing. And it got even worse because she turned to her. Did you not see this?
No,
And,
I didn't
and
see it.
laughingly
I
was
was
like,
I was I wasn't by your guy's side.
She was like, he asked me if what's on your face, and I told him it's your birthmark. I'm like,
I didn't know that. I didn't know she put you on the spot like that. That's wild.
dude, that's crazy. That's like turning to your friend and be like, oh my God, what happened? Oh, well, Kirill just want to know if you were gay, if he could say around you. Like, dude, don't fucking
Yeah,
don't.
but you know, but
This
you have
was
to double
insane.
down.
This
But
was
you got to
super.
double down.
I
You
doubled
got
down by going. I just pulled up my camera. I go, and I was like, let me just make them feel hot and take their photo. So I
that.
took their
And
photo.
now this poor girl is insecure because you took a picture of her birthmark and she looks like a cat.
One time, 1 year, 1 day out of the year, she's looks normal on Halloween. Do you think she covers it up and does a other costume, or she just adds whiskers?
And listen, there's way better stuff that happened that night.
Okay,
The birthmark thing is great,
continue.
but yo, when you're at a G-Eazy gathering, like I've never been to like a release party before for an album release party, and also G-Eazy's been off the map for a little bit, so I never knew that like you know he was gonna come back or how hard he's gonna go, but whatever. He had this release party. You come in, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, we turned around to your friend Katie, and I was talking to you. I'm like, yo, like, how are these people getting in? And you asked her, like, Katie, how are people getting in? She's like, oh, this is only guest list only. But if you look around the room, it doesn't look like much of a guest list, if you know what I mean. And what I mean by that is there's people walking around with book bags, with like just random items. They look like they just came from a carnival. Some people look like they just came from the beach. It was just correct. It was just a weird gathering of people.
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I
I'm
mean?
gonna say it, and I said I wouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. I was like, I looked around, and I was like, guys, this looks like Port Authority in here. No, no, I actually corrected myself. I says it looks like the Amex Lounge at Port Authority. Like, there's a little bit of a policy, but we're still at Port Authority.
But yo, the thing is that for people that don't know what Port Authority is, it's a train station, one of the biggest train
Bus station.
stations.
No, no, no.
But
Train. You need train money is different than bus money, dude. Are you out of your mind?
okay, Port Authority is a bus station, but it connects to a train station, which is Penn Station.
Yeah, I mean, it's the bus station in New York.
Yo, it looked wild in there, bro. It should look like a fucking high school gathering from
Yeah.
like
But
never.
aesthetically, for photos, I did enjoy it because people are weird and look cool and silly. But yeah, it was definitely like
It gave
it was a
Gold
weird
Bar.
venue. It was a weird yeah, you're right. You said it best. Go ahead.
It literally gave Gold Bar vibes. It reminded me of like Gold Bar back in the day. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Also, we had weird thing like you know, there's just so many weird people. Like my friend Johnny, like good guy. We were on a TV show together. He's a chiropractor. I just don't understand how Johnny is out every single night. Like, what are you as a chiropractor doing? Like he's told me he's networking, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of networking is happening at these parties. Is he cracking people's necks, cracking people's backs? Like I'm just trying to understand what's happening.
I do think he's a little creeper because like he's used to working with his hands, and so when he's out, he's like, "Ooh, let me fix your back."
Like imagine he just meets you. He's like, "Yo, come here. Come here. Let me feel let me feel your neck real quick." Oh yeah, yeah. You got to come over. He's like, "You got to come over to my spot tomorrow. I'll give you an appointment at 9 a.m. Let me see that." Oh, that feels weird. Yeah,
Dude, but
yeah.
it's kind of dope having those services because you're like, yo, I can give them away and maybe get my dick sucked, right? Like, do you think the people who work in his office, like the receptionists who are like, oh, who's this whore coming in for a free neck massage? I should probably suck them off.
You think that that's how people? You think people are thinking like that, right? Right away. It's like,
I
yo,
mean,
well,
I
can I
don't know
get?
what Johnny charges an hour, but essentially that's how much he's paying for a blowjob if he's giving away free neck massages.
I mean, he has to be.
I don't like people that do that neck thing like in
No,
public because that's how I grew up watching bad guys get killed. So I'm like, I don't trust my neck in the hands of this fucking degenerate doing 1942 shots next to me. What, all of a
yeah,
sudden he's a better chiropractor? Blackout.
yeah. Johnny's getting way too blackout to be cracking anybody's neck. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's no bueno for me. No, love him to
Um,
death, but
all right, so
can't do it.
did we run into anyone else? We didn't really run into anyone else at G-Eazy. It kind of went off normally. Nothing crazy. We drank. He didn't really perform. He DJ'd. Some black chick performed. I loved her. She was so
She was
wild.
dope. She
She was
was
dope.
dope.
She had like a Nicki Minaj, Missy Elliott,
Who
Kim
was she? Did you
looking.
ever find her?
I couldn't figure out her name. She's honestly one of the ugliest women on the planet, but also so fun and
She looked like the dog that I babysit in
yeah,
L.A.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So she was really good. They brought the cake out and we were quickly whisked away to Edge with
Yeah,
our friend John Schwartz. John Schwartz, for context, is like, the prince of New York nightlife, some would say. Basically, he's like the kind of guy in charge of everything happening during the night, whether it was G-Eazy stuff or we were going to Chainsmokers at Edge. Now, I was told that the lines to get into Edge are like 45 minutes because you meet at the bottom. There's this is a skyscraper. This isn't a nightclub. They didn't design
Yeah.
this for efficiency for nightlife. So now this lobby is just got velvet ropes. It's got all the staff of all the other nightclubs running
It
this
had like
door.
5 sections of lines though.
Yeah, because they just needed to get people to this tourist trap efficiently, while people are also trying to spend a lot of money. So I didn't want to go wait in this line. That's why we were like, we're going to go with John. We need to go with John Schwartz because that's the only way we're going to get in fast. We roll up to Edge. We're all waiting outside because we're trying to build a bigger crew because John had other friends. Foot and mouth number two for me. Rolling up on us, there's this, I think he's an accountant. Don't get me wrong, might be a lawyer, but I think he's an accountant to the stars. I think he used to be Drake's guy.
Oh
Uh,
my God, he's the Drake's attorney. Yeah.
Drake's attorney or something. So this dude, this white dude who could have played a principal on television, is rolling up in the fucking neon yellow Nike Drake was a Naka,
Nocta, yeah.
Nocta fucking bubble jacket, lime like literally Val's dream. Like Val's like, I
The
wish I could
best.
be that. Val's like, this is
The
what I could be.
best.
And his name is $2 Holler. And what his whole shtick is, no matter how famous you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter who you are, while he's talking to you, he's always pulling out $2 bills out of his pocket and handing them to you. You could be a millionaire and you're taking $6 from this guy. I have
Yeah,
my
it's,
$2
he
bills
gave
right here.
he gave me them too.
Yeah, so he's and honestly, if you don't get them, you might. That's kind of like
You're her.
you're a herb. You're a herb.
Yeah.
You're a
If he
herb. You
doesn't
don't
give you $2, you're a clown.
Oh my
Like,
God, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but it's fun to watch grown men take $6 from someone because like I feel weird when I like my friends give me $20 to pay me back for lunch. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, that's they just threw me. This is what I made the other night. $6. I just had
yo, he's the best.
he's the
By the
only,
way,
but this is
Drake
worth
cel-
50 cents.
Drake celebrates him super super duper hard. Like he like puts him up on fucking stages, does like
Yeah,
tribute songs to him. It's crazy.
yeah, because he's just a cool dude. So I have met him before. I've shot him before. He's been out before, and I'm drunk and I'm feeling myself. I'm like, ooh, look, I know I have a connection to this guy. I could have a moment. I could have a story. I used to live in this triangle building in New York called the Via 57. It was a beautiful, horrendously run building. I was probably the first tenant in there, and like 6 months into me living there, across the hall from me, moved in $2 Holler's son. He was going to college. And so I met them while they were moving in. I was like, hey, I'm Kirill. I do these parties. Like, come. We always had pre games at my house. So we try to make his son, Noah, feel welcome. And so I'm like, oh my God, let me just remind him, like, dude, I was the guy. You remember me? I was there. So I start telling him, I'm like, hey, I don't know if you remember, I lived at the 57 Triangle building. I actually helped you guys move your son in. We were all there that day. And he goes, oh my God, really? Yeah, he died.
It's crazy.
I was like,
You're nuts.
I'm like, well, what am I supposed to say now? We're all outside. I'm drunk. Everyone's hollering. He's handing out $2 bills. I'm like, I got a story that you're gonna love. I helped move in your son. He goes, he's dead. I'm like, oh boy. Um,
I would have fucking started sinking into the ground. I think slowly
they were
to go
nice
meet to
about
go
it.
meet
They were
to go meet his son.
yeah, I know,
Honestly,
seriously. They were so they were nice. His other son was there, and they introduced. He was like, "Oh, he lived from no." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." But I honestly felt like such a fucking idiot.
yeah, it's
Felt like
hard.
an idiot.
That's a tough heart. That's a tough like combo to like sneak
It's
out of right after.
it's a hard one because I was trying to relate and make a positive memory with someone to be like,
You were
oh,
trying to be that kid at the door, like
because
at nightlife.
in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna take good photos. He's gonna see them again. I was like, oh, I'll meet Drake again. I'll get everything because it's gonna start coming together because I'm out in the streets again. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's just talk about your dead son.
Yeah, but he was a very sweet guy about it. He
Yeah,
gave you a
because I'm
hug,
sure
right?
he didn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he didn't. I'm sure he'd. I didn't like that I put him into that headspace. Probably.
Of course, yeah, it's fucked up, bro. You start feeling like sad.
Right.
You're like, what? Why did I do that to this poor guy? You know what I mean?
Right. 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 So
But he's a stud though. He ate it and he was just like, yo, it's all good. Gave you a hug and you guys moved on with your night.
yeah, he's it was good. So we roll up, we get in now. We're in through the first wave of security. We're going to the second security. Everyone's wristbanded. Now we got to ride an elevator 5 floors. We ride this elevator 5 floors. Now we got to walk half a mile through this building to another elevator bay. We get there, and then this thing just goes right to the 101st floor.
But my ears popped like 4 times.
Dude, it was disgusting. I almost like squealed. I was like, I can only hear
I
me.
can't believe how fast that elevator makes it up there, bro.
I know elevators don't have windows, and maybe it was a good thing we didn't have window to look, but like it felt like I was really trapped in like a coffin going up.
Yeah, sure was weird. I try not to think about it. When I'm in elevators, I try not to think about the process because I get very, very shook.
This is going to pertain to the entire night, but like when you get up there, you go like they know what they were doing when they were building this, right? Right? You're like these people are professional, there's scientists involved, right? There's like architects, and then you're like I know the people that work on these buildings. They go to my parties. They're degenerate union guys showing up hungover. Like, what if this guy missed a rivet? What if this guy
Bro,
missed the cable?
I try not to think about that shit because, bro, I'll be honest with you. I feel like a lot of shit gets unlike, you know, everyone tries to like rush through everything in this city. They're like, yeah, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I
Yeah,
just want to
yeah.
go home.
So we get up there. You can't see it, but honestly, there is a glass triangle inside this giant deck we're on. And that glass triangle is technically, your observational thing where you go up there as a tourist and you can look down, like, right, or look over.
Crazy.
Bro, 1,000 people up here. DJ
Shaking.
booth. I am telling you, on that tip of that edge where that DJ booth was, that triangle, we were all in that triangle area. That thing easily, like, I will shit you not, this is how much it was moving.
Yeah.
Like that.
And
Like that.
I come up to I know the guy that was running the section where we were standing in the back. I come up to him, I'm like, yo, the shit is shaking. He goes, it's supposed to. I'm like, supposed to.
Yeah.
He's what the fuck? It was swaying. The
Well,
whole shit was
well, I know that all buildings sway, right? They always say there's got to be give, right? Earthquakes and whatever they're designed for that. It's just not. You know what it is? I don't want to be at a party where there's turbulence. And that's what I was just like, like I was like, I'm loving this. And then I was like, do I want to die at a Chainsmokers concert with
no.
all of New York City? Because one, I told Estee was like, yo, what if we die here? I'm like, no one even talk about us. There's 17 more famous people here than
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
and there is no way we're got. And also, if that thing collapsed, that's like a mini 9/11. That's like 1,000 bodies would just go sliding down a building.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That I personally, after that night, I was like thinking, I'm like, yo, I'm good. Like, I would never want to live in a building higher than like 10 floors. Like,
Oh, I won't even step foot on a balcony. I have to live like our terrace here, our balcony or terrace is positioned above the apartment below us.
which
So
is
like
amazing
I
because you
love
can't
that.
fall.
No,
Yeah.
when I see this, when I see a terrace and they're like, "Oh, this is the concrete sticking out of your balcony out of your building, like that slab," I'm
I'm
good.
good. I'm good, bro. I don't really fuck with this shit anymore. Like I'm also aging out of like the flying and a bunch of other shit is just bothering me. Like I don't need that shit in my life.
Dude, Estee used to
It,
live on the 30th floor. I was nauseous going up there.
no, I'm okay, man. I lived on the 20th floor in downtown on Financial District, and that was kind of high for me too. I would look down, I was like, ew. I was like, this is weird, and why am I thinking about testing testing out how that would feel if I was to,
Dude,
you know?
I was surprised. I was surprised that like you think someone's just going to run out and kill themselves jumping off that edge.
Bro,
But
and you can climb that thing. No,
yeah,
you can
well,
climb.
dude, first of all, this is what no one tells you. The glass around it is angled, so you can kind of like lay back on it.
But you can lay back on it, but you know what they have the glass like that for? I'm pretty sure. I think it's for the wind to protect. I think that it's positioned a certain way so that it's structured a certain way so that the wind because it wasn't that windy up there for
Yeah, I
how
don't know
high
what.
we were.
No, no, no. It was actually a beautiful night. I got drunk as fuck. I had a blast. We had so many shots. We hung out.
You were hype. I couldn't, bro. At one point, I was like losing you because you were like running here, running there. I was like, yo, this kid is fucking on it.
This is what annoys me the entire night. I'm not one of those guys that like I'm like, oh, I need a boys' night. Like I'll take it if it happens, but I don't like need it. I actually enjoy hanging out with my girlfriend. So it doesn't bother me when my girlfriend wants to come out. When Estee wants to be a part of something, I get excited because I'm like, oh fuck, she wants to drink. This is gonna be a fun
Right.
night. Like I get excited. What I hate is I want to come, but I need you to convince me to come still. And I'm standing there. It's
Yeah.
1:15.
I know.
It's 1:15 and she's in bed being like, I'm in bed. Should I put on my makeup? And if I shower, if I get there, when am I? Should go? I'm like, dude. I was
That
like,
shit is
Estee, shit
crazy.
off the pot. Shit or get off the pot. And I put my phone away. 20 minutes later, all right, I did my makeup, but I'm kind of tired. Do you think I should walk there? You think I should cab? Is it still gonna go on? Ask me all these questions. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to enjoy my night. Either show up or don't. She's like, huh, hey, Val is texting me saying the line is long. I'm like, you're literally on a group text with the door guy who's saying we're saving you an elevator ride. Just go. I'm like, I don't like having to hold someone's hand and trying to convince them to come to something that they want to
I
come
know. It's
to.
annoying because you're also trying to chill, bro. You're trying to be in the moment. You're not
I'm
trying to be
like,
on tech. I hate that. That's another thing that I hate too. Like, I swear, like when I'm not out with my girl and I'm like, yo, I wish you were here. I wish you came, this and that. And she's like, obviously, I get it. She wants to be part of the experience. And her other half is not with her and she wants to talk to me throughout the night. I get it. But when I'm not present explaining things on text, I just want to chill with whatever's happening with me at that moment. It's not because I want to ignore you. I'm like, I'm trying to experience the night. You know what I mean? It's annoying. It's annoying.
yeah. And she's already texting you. Like you're
Yeah.
already in communication with her. She was
Yeah.
texting Clancy, the guy who just proposed to his girlfriend on
Clancy
stage at
proposes
he's the
crazy.
tour manager. You're in touch with three people that have no issue getting you in. Like literally.
I was sending videos to her. I was texting her. I was keeping her updated. But yeah, I hate that shit too. I don't mind when my girls out either. As long as you can. My biggest bother is that as long as you can hang out and be social and hold your own, where I don't have to like feel bad that you're not in a good mood or you don't want to be talking, I'm cool. But if you're not in a good mood, because I'm social as fuck, I want to talk to everybody. I want to introduce
Right.
myself to everyone. I want to hang out with everybody. So I enjoy that. And if you are going to be kind of like, I don't like that.
No,
I'm
because
like,
you're a social anchor. Right now
yeah,
not now I'm like I'd rather be home then because I'm not
yeah.
getting the max out of my night. If I
Yeah,
choose to leave my house, it is so rare that we're gonna go out and start
yeah,
drinking from 9 till 4
yeah,
a.m. that you're
yeah,
like, dude, I can't have any fucking, wind
yeah, yeah,
out of resistance. Like we all gotta flow
yeah,
together.
yeah. You're right. The social anchor shit is not for me because I love, you know me, bro. I'll yap to the fucking wall if I have to, but
Yeah.
I just want to chill. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm gonna talk to or where I'm gonna talk to them. I just want to ask them like questions. I'm weird.
You had a good time though. You got your
I had a
dick
good.
tapped by Alex. I didn't
I,
even know that.
Yo, this kid, did you see that video?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
it's
it's pretty
so
good.
random. But Alex is the best from the Chainsmokers. No matter where we are and what we're doing, he always, not because he even forces it, but he will stop by me, give me a hug, ask me how I'm doing, talk to me. He's just hospitality wise, he's just a very welcoming guy. And I love
Yeah.
that about him. Because I'm like that too. I want to make sure everybody's chilling, hanging out. You know, I reciprocate with everybody. There's no like ego involved. And I just love that Alex is like that. Like he just always does some stupid shit. You know, he gives me a kiss, or he'll
Yeah.
tap my nuts, and
Yeah.
he's just the best. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and he's a ball buster. He's good. He's really
He's great. He's a mad cool dude. I fucking love him. And their entire team honestly are really cool because they're all nightlife New York City kids. Like they grew up with you. You know what I mean? Like you guys were all at squad.
yeah. That's really kind of everything. Kind of runs like butter in that camp, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, no one's like, why are you here? Why are you drinking the booze? Because they're like, dude, we make so much money. All this is free. Like this is the
Yeah,
point.
but out of all the places that I've been with you, or in general, anything that I've been with, like anybody that's like quote unquote famous or an artist, their camp and their entire back end always just feels like it's a group chat of friends. Everyone's just hanging out. Like there's never any issues. There's never anybody like weirded out by anybody. Everyone communicates together like a squad. It's
Right.
crazy. It's insane. I've never seen some shit like that. Usually when you go to other people's stuff, everyone's kind of like, who's this guy? Who's that guy? But there it's just all like a flow. It's so
Yeah, I
weird.
mean, it's like the time you went with us. Did you go with us to the gay Pauly D party?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Pauly D, right? Like those guys just they're like, oh, we're just here to have. It's people, artists that don't take themselves seriously. Understand that this is, while you might work hard in the studio or do other jobs that are hard, like DJing and playing for drunk people, like this isn't like you attending like some gala, right? Like we're all here to get to be degenerates. So
Paulie's
this
the
like,
best.
yeah.
Paulie's the best. He's the best. He really is. He's such. Remember the time that we showed up to Philly, and Paulie just pretended he did the gig and like nothing ever happened.
Oh wow, we had one gig in Philly. It was me and Paulie D. And this was like a weird time in nightlife for Paulie, where Paulie just, I think, was done with the Jersey Shore. And they had like this 5 year run where anyone from the Jersey Shore just wasn't getting any love anymore. Like it didn't hit like a nostalgia factor yet. So it was just like this dry period. And Paulie and I got booked together at a place that maybe held 3,000 people. And
Huge.
when I tell you 9 people showed up, dude, do you remember what the promoter told us? The promoter's like, I don't get why no one's here. I invited 1,000 of my Facebook friends. And we were like, dude, you think that's going to fill out your 3,000 person venue? Just being like, hi, will you come to Paulie D? And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about Paulie.
Paulie's got character. He's a beast.
It taught me a lot because he could have canceled. He could have refused to go on. He dragged those 9 people from the crowd onto the stage. We all drank with them on stage. Then we went home. Remember in the elevator? He literally looks at us in the elevator. He goes, there's more people in this elevator than there was at this party. And we started laughing. And it was just such a good time. And you're like, damn, like I fuck with a guy who's like,
But he played the whole set. That's the thing. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do my job. I'm just
he
gonna play the whole set."
he played to the back of the room, to the lady mopping up the toilets that weren't being used.
And yo, he's a beast. He turned around. He took shots with us. He looked, and he didn't look like most people would look flushed. They would look like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't believe these guys mismanaged the promotion of this party and made
Yeah.
me look like a clown. And, he just kept cool, stayed confident, stayed solid, looked around. And I think some of the housewives were there from the Mob
Yeah,
Wives.
yeah, yeah. You know what it is, dude? It taught me a lot about the fact that, because it happens to me, I still have parties that are whack, right? There's parties that are like, oh my God, Kirill, what is this? This is insanity. And there's still markets that I show up and like literally 12 people might come. But
Yeah.
you know what happens in those situations? Like anytime, and I beat myself up about it, I'm like, I'm irrelevant. I'll text Destiny. I'm like, I'm done. I'm irrelevant. This is garbage. I hate my life. Can I just go get a day job? Is what happens is those people usually don't blame you. Those people that show up, like you got to give them everything because they left their house for you. And those people usually just go like, "Yo, sorry, my town sucks." And
Yeah.
then I just drink with them. We make a memory, and I'm like, this was sometimes better than just playing a party that went off normally.
Yeah, because Bella Dolores, because it's a beautiful pain.
Ages.
everything comes back to that. It's beautiful pain, baby. And I'm just saying, Paulie is a stud. He's always and not only that, but after that party, we came outside, he saw a homeless guy and took out a wad of cash and gave the guy like $200. After a night like that.
He's a good dude.
He's a beast.
He's a good Paulie D. Wait, so how did our night end?
Our night ended. Oh my god! So check this out. So we're about to leave Chainsmokers because I'm like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here. We're gonna get stuck in these elevators.
Oh,
Kirill is obviously a beast. He, the once the bouncers see us with certain wristbands, they're like, oh, you guys got red wristbands. You guys don't have to go to the general public elevator. There's an elevator up top. We're like, up top. Kirill's like, what the fuck am I going up top for? He's like, I gotta go more floors up to come back down. He's like, might as well wait for the general elevator. We were like, nah, fuck it, let's just go. So they had a legit like separate elevator. Like 4 of us got in. It was the Chainsmokers photographer.
Danilo?
Oh yeah, and then we just went straight downstairs. We're like, yo, we're starving. No cabs are coming by. We finally get a lift, and then we go to a diner. I forgot what the name of the
Dude,
diner
Chelsea
is.
Square Diner on 23rd Street and Ninth Avenue. This was one of the most nostalgic nights I've had in forever.
It was so good. I
I
don't know how
fucked
the
up.
fuck you're disgusting. I don't know. This guy ordered a roll with
No,
a potato
no,
salad. What the
no.
fuck is that?
I got an egg salad sandwich, dude.
That's
At four
disgusting.
in the morning. I
That's
have so much.
disgusting.
Dude, when I tell you, I shit you not, like no joke, my asshole is so red right now. Like it feels like there's a lighter being held up. My butthole burns.
I have no clue how you would eat this
Well,
after a night
because
out.
I love egg salads, but I never get to make them myself. So I'm like, oh, I'll just have one at this diner. I haven't had diner food in 5, 6 years. I've lived in LA, but it's not a diner culture to me. New York is a diner culture. I forgot my order. I was like, oh, let me go egg salad, like an idiot. Then I watch everyone else order around me, and they got such good stuff. And
I got Philly
so I fucked
cheesesteak,
up.
mozzarella. The mozzarella sticks were the best part of that
Brother,
entire meal.
thank you. Val paid for it, and I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know what's going on in this country, but this diner was $150.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that they
yeah.
just scammed us, thinking we're drunk tourists, because they write on that receipt shit, and I'm like, who's double checking his work? We just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, it was fucking weird, but it's funny. There was like literally like two people, like four people in there. In the beginning, we hit the door; it was locked, and then they opened the door for us because I guess they keep the doors closed just in case like random drunk people come in or homeless people. So they
Right.
keep the door locked, and we come in and there's like two grandpas at like 4 in the morning just eating together. This guy goes to the back, and as he's coming back out, like a drunk idiot Val, I try to give him a little fist bump. I'm like, "Yeah, buddy," and the guy just keeps walking by me. I'm like.
Oh my
I'm
god.
I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, I think my nights out are just done. Like, it's just not for me.
Yeah, it's
And
it was silly. It was a silly night.
also, Kirill found some new app to take. By the way, you know they outsource like yellow cabs to pick you up. This
Oh no,
fucking
no, I always get like black cars. I mean, not
I
black cars,
got
but like Camrys. I
I,
got a Tesla once.
I got a yellow cab back home. So Kirill put us on a new
No,
new
don't
app
tell
called.
them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Not without our promo code. I'm trying to
Oh yeah,
collect
yeah,
as
you're right, you're
many.
right, you're 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 right.
But yeah, there's a new app in the streets, guys, for cab and rem. Um, yeah, that was our night. That was a silly good time. You'll see the photos. You see, I mean, watching your friend get proposed, kind of wild too. Everyone's
Yeah,
getting proposed. It's kind of annoying me. Like, the pressure's on.
I mean, yeah, man, you gotta. It's time to fucking get it going already. Though I feel like.
I definitely want to tell you guys it's very important that you guys sign up with our promo code to bang.com. The promo code is ALFBANG. Okay, now if you guys are very frustrated or you guys want very high quality pornucha, you guys want to sign up to this website with our promo code. Okay, you get what? It's 2 free days, right? They
Yeah.
get so you get 2 free days of pornucha, and you get to really get popping. You get
And
it really
then
silly.
and then get back to work. Okay, this fucking country's not going to fix itself.
Yeah, if you guys are not working, bro, the new tariff system and everything we got going on, we're fucked. So you guys don't be jerking it and then not working it. You guys got to work it and jerk it.
Yes, flip it and reverse it. I have one
You
last thing. I have one thing I wanted to bring up because we're not really doing news, right? We're kind of just catching up on shit. But did you see? This is the only thing that I thought was kind of wild, and I'm surprised like he put it up. Is uh, did you see Bieber's post for his wife?
Yeah, when he was coming, when Bieber was like, "Oh, I basically told her she would never make it to the front cover of a magazine."
Bro,
God is
my
nuts.
guy, my guy is nuts. Like, not only that you say that behind closed doors, but now you're telling the whole world. You're like, yo, so I told my wife that she'd never be good enough to be on the cover of Vogue. But I think he also said, regrettably, like that he.
I know exactly which post you're talking about. I'm pulling it up right now. This
I
shit
think
was
he did. He delete it already. Did he apologize for it?
I don't know. Do you think that was a fake post? That was a fake thing? Because I saw that shit too. Some girl wrote. So this is the post right
Okay,
here. But I think he changed the caption from what I said. But then somebody wrote, "Is it too late now to say sorry?"
dude. To tell your own wife that she'll never be on the cover of a magazine, like, look, I say that to
Look,
Estee.
somebody said not him changing the caption. So
Yeah,
he
he
changed the
backpedaled.
caption.
Here's one thing I've learned about dating women is, and maybe this applies to life, is if you can be negative, you can also be like, why go the negative route, right? Like, I try to be a yes man.
I think Justin was trying to make positive out of the situation, but the way he did it was just came out very brute and nasty. So people are like, he did it almost in a tone as if he's talking to his girl at home. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
you might be like honest with your girl about stuff like this at home, but the world is looking at you as like this healthy, like famous, beautiful couple, and you're basically telling to the world like, yo, you pretty much told your girl like, yo, you're nothing. You're not gonna make it to the magazine ever. Maybe he was joking, maybe
that's
he
fucked up.
wasn't.
That's fucked up because anytime I insult Estee or any of my girlfriends or people, I try to put them down only in the moment. I don't try to put them down into like, yo, you're gonna like you would never tell your girl like, yo, you're never gonna be a good dentist, right? Because that's such an overarching theme versus like, yo, Esther, you're being a fucking idiot right now, right? Like, arguably, calling someone an idiot or a fucking idiot is way worse than be like, you're never gonna be on the cover of a magazine. But at least a fucking idiot is situational. Me being like, yo, bitch, I married you and you're never getting on the cover of Vogue is different than like, you're not making it this month.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. He's a weirdo. He's been getting. I don't know. I think Justin's going through it because he had the whole situation with Scooter Braun, and I think he's like very down in the guts because he thought Scooter Braun is one of his closest boys, and he didn't. I guess the way he viewed the business side of it was that he was going to be the priority. That it wasn't business; it's more of a friendship. And I think Scooter Braun got what he had to do on his part from the business side, and I think that took a big toll on this kid. And then on top of it all, he had like a drug problem from before or like a partying problem. And I think the guy's just in his early 30s, kind of like, yo, what the fuck happened? Like life is a blur. He got famous at like 13, 14. And I think he just, like you said, when you go out, you say mean shit because like the negativity behind it is like kind of like fun to point out the negative in life. And I think this kid is just kind of like, yo, I can't be myself. I can't be Justin. I don't know who I am. And he's kind of just like, yo, he's just fucked up. Just a fucked up kid right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who's not fucked up? I guess he's just fucked up with like, and that's when people are like Justin Bieber's broke. I'm like, his version of you broke is not our version of broke. His broke is like, oh, I gotta catch a ride on somebody else's private jet.
Yeah, he makes, I think, from just Spotify because he gave, I think they had like a deal where he basically gave his masters to Spotify or something like that. But I think he makes almost close to like 4 million a month or something like that.
Dude, if I was Justin Bieber, I would just submit my mold of my dick and make a sex toy of my penis and make $1 billion. Just
You
make
know,
a billion dollars.
I see him all the time. He goes to the same bathhouse as me in West Hollywood. He goes to Voto Spa. He's
Yeah,
always there.
you should
Yeah.
try to drug him and mold his penis.
He's pissed. He doesn't like talking to anybody. He just walks in. He's kind of like to himself. He doesn't. He's annoyed. He's very annoyed. Let's just put it that way. I don't know what he's annoyed about, but he's constantly annoyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I get it though. Listen, but the thing with his wife telling your girl like, yo, you're not gonna make it is wild. Like if
yeah.
I said that to my
Especially,
girl, it's game over.
yeah, but I guess also it's coming from a perspective of him making it, right? Like, because it's like if I tell my girl she's never gonna make it, she's like, "Fuck you, you're a bum, you didn't make it either," right? But if Justin Bieber's like, "You're not gonna make it," you're like, "Well, I guess that's the only qualified person in this relationship to say that because I'm a nobody besides coming out of my dad's balls, right? Like you're just a Baldwin, right? Like you weren't anything before that.
Yep.
You were like a model, but like all of that didn't come from, oh my God, I'm a raw talented musician like your husband. Like Justin came from the gutter. He had no nepotism at play. He's not from a famous family.
To be
He's got
fair
talent.
though,
So like he blew this up to be so big. Like, yeah, in the relationship, Haley's a bum. And he's like, yo, I've been around the block. You ain't making it. Now, granted, she did, but she only made it because she's Justin Bieber's wife.
I was just about to say. Listen, at the
There's
end of the
nothing wrong
day,
with that.
at the
There's
end of the
nothing wrong
day,
with
she
that.
has a lot of layups too, though. She comes from a Baldwin family, which is already a big platform, and it's already up there, like as far as like royalty within the public eye. And
Yeah.
then on top of it all, she is married to Justin Bieber, bro. It's like how much more platforms can you have to be fed?
To be successful.
Yeah,
I mean,
and,
Jesus.
and listen, no,
I
no,
also don't like when people are like, her name, she's her own person. Don't describe her as Justin Bieber's wife. I'm like, that's how I know her. Okay? Okay? You know what I
yo,
mean?
I can't stand anybody out here, bro. People
It's
are
like,
so
bro, it's like a George
delusional.
Foreman. It's just a George Foreman grill. Yeah, that's a grill, but we're calling that the George Foreman grill. It gives context. And this is
I get.
context. That's Justin Bieber's wife. Okay? Guess what? He's not Haley Baldwin's husband. Okay? You always describe people by the more important person. That's how it
So
works.
So I hate people, bro. I can't. People that really can't look at things for face value and discuss them in reality, and they have to be delusional because they don't say this, don't say that. Just say it. Just say how it is. Let's just say how it is, and then it's
Let's say
okay.
the truth. Dude, if I married a woman that was a billionaire and they would be like, I'd be like, I'm taking her last name. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure
Like,
that
look,
I'm
I'm not.
inclusive.
I'm not an organized person in general. Natalie is bringing more structure into my life. So when I'm joking around about something about that maybe she's lacking, and then some of the things she helped me with, I go, oh, Natalie brought structure into my life. I'm honest about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so why can't people just be honest about the things that they were lacking or things that they didn't have and then was brought into
Right.
their life? I just don't get that. It's so weird. So weird.
Yeah, everyone's
Like,
just
I don't tell people, oh, I got into the Chainsmokers party by myself. I'll go, oh, Kirill is friends with the Chainsmokers, so Kirill took me to the party.
right, but
Like,
there are people that their identity is the fact that like is they just lie to themselves about what the facts of the situation are, right? And it's
I think it's so weird to do that, though. How can you grow as a person if you're not honest about the shit that you don't have and somebody's giving you?
I mean, wow, way to describe every woman that's been on a trip paid for by a guy, right? It's always like, oh my God, I'm on vacation. Tag your sponsor, you hoe.
Damn, we gotta end it off like that. Girls really don't.
That's it.
Girls, one thing I'll tell you though, it's a feminine quality to not give credit. That's a fact. That's a big fact. To not say the situation for what it is. I feel like it's a very feminine, like it's a female thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Very
Is that?
bitch behavior to be like, I did this all on my own. It's like, yeah, okay.
It's like, yo, don't forget who's sent some parachutes your way, baby girl, because you wouldn't land on this motherfucker on this
Oh
floor.
my God, so good. All right, guys, we love you. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. This time we're gonna be on time. I think we got to start recording the shit on Monday, by the way, so that might
Yeah, that's
smooth
right.
things.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
do it. We were hungover. We didn't want to record until we got this.
I'm still hungover. That's why I can't go out with you, bro.
I know.
It's
I
too
know.
much for me.